be about taking pictures in the rain in the city of Hiroshima, Japan. So this is where I live now. It's already been 1 month since I arrived, so time flies, it's crazy. So for the ones who don't know, I'm studying Japanese here. I'm enrolled in a school for 1 year, with an optional 1 other year at the end if I want. So that day I was heading to the school, and it was actually the first day of heavy rain since I arrived in Japan. So I took this opportunity to shoot some pictures and some videos, but this time I did not use my GoPro to make this kind of POV style video. I shoot the majority of the pictures with my trusty Ricoh GRIII, and all the video footage was taken with my Sony A7IV. So it will be less immersive than the GoPro footage, but I hope it will be more pleasing to the eyes and definitely a bit more cinematic. So without further ado, let's jump back in the video. I will make some voiceover comments, and you should definitely stick until the end of the video, because I will make some comments and explain a bit more about the editing style I went for this shoot. So let's go! So over time I've noticed something quite interesting that happens when shooting in the rain. Obviously the weather affects the look and the atmosphere of the pictures, but more interestingly I feel like people's behaviors change a lot too. In such wet conditions, their main goal is not to get wet. They want to get shelter or hide under their umbrella and rush to their destination as quickly as possible. Doing so, people really don't care, or at least way less than usual, about being taken in photo. That being the case, it is way easier to capture truly genuine moments in the streets. For the ones that are afraid or uncomfortable to take pictures of strangers, you should definitely try to going out shooting in the rain. And don't worry too much about your gear. Most cameras can get quite wet without any problems these days, and they are tools made to be used after all, right? The more I use my Ricoh GRIII, the more I am happy with this purchase. 28mm is quite tricky to use, and you can definitely not create any type of images, but the ease of use, the portability and the low profileness, if that's even a word, makes it a killer camera. The best for the ones who want to get better at photography. It's so small that you have no excuse not to take it with you wherever you go. And the more you take pictures, the more you try, the more you fail and succeed, the quicker you will make real progress. I'm a true believer in the effect of momentum when it comes to getting better at your art, trying to master a new skill, or building your body. And in the context of photography, having a compact camera is a big perk to keep your momentum going and practice almost every day, even if sometimes you take less than 10 photos in a day and sometimes over 100. Keeping your eyes sharp and curious is very important, and over time your ability to notice will grow, and as a consequence you will get better at photography.
So now let's talk about the editing style I went for these pictures. As you may have noticed, I went for a really cool style. I think it fits really well the pictures taken in the rain, and that's how I reminded this day in my head, getting slightly cold as my clothes got wetter and wetter. So to do so, I simply decreased the white balance, like you can see here. For this one was only slightly. Sometimes I'm looking too deep into the HSL sliders or color grading tab, but the white balance is actually the most effective way to cool or warm up your image, depending on the style you go for. Then, I like those images with a lot of contrast, but I usually don't get too far with the contrast slider. As you can see here, it's actually in the negative, -20. I prefer using the tone curves. Here my basic tone curves is pretty flat, but all the contrast is in the RGB channels, different channels. Doing so gives you a much deeper color, I think, which I quite like recently. For the HSL sliders, there's a lot of micro adjustments, but they are not affecting too much the images. I did big adjustments with the yellow and the green. I brought them more towards a vivid green as we are now in spring, and then decreased the saturation and luminance. Doing so, you can really get those deep greens, which I really enjoy. And my last tip, when you want to emphasize on a silhouette in a picture like this one, I use either a brush or a radial filter, big size and high feather, and with the AI features in Lightroom I subtract the subject to keep it really dark. You end up with a more brightness around your silhouette, just like this.
And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please give it a like and drop any of your comments, questions in the comment section. I would be really happy to read you or answer any of your questions. Let's catch up in the next one. Bye bye.